Hey guys, how y'all doing? Today's gonna be a little different. I just wanted to make a quick video to talk just a bit about how Rosario Dawson actually ended up becoming Ahsoka in The Mandalorian. Alright, without further ado, let's get into this. So it all first started out when fans were casting her as their choice to play Ahsoka. They had thought she would make a perfect live adaptation for the character. I bet they probably went nuts when they realized that she was the one being cast as Ahsoka. I mean, their fan cast becoming reality, that must have been crazy. Anyways, Rosario saw that people had been fan casting her as Ahsoka, so she replied to a tweet saying, "Absolutely, yes please." Well, this actually ended up coming to the attention of someone that was working with Star Wars when they noticed this, and they ended up sending it over to Dave Filoni so he could see it for himself. He then mentioned how he thought she would make a great Ahsoka, and he had seen some interviews of her where she actually expressed her excitement for playing the character, which he thought was kind of interesting. Later on, Dave and Jon Favreau would actually end up talking, and Dave would mention how he had a character in mind. Obviously, we all know this is Ahsoka. Jon asked who he was thinking of to play the character. Dave said Rosario Dawson was at the top of his list, and then Jon said he knew her. So that's kind of interesting how Jon Favreau kind of already had some insight about her, so he was able to tell Dave Filoni about her a bit and eventually give us the character. Long story short, she ended up being cast for the role, which worked out perfectly in my opinion. When asked if she was a fan of Star Wars, she said, and I quote, "I'd seen some of Clone Wars, and once I got the role, I actually went and started watching everything in its order. I started seeing a lot more of the connective tissue. There was always that conversation around Ahsoka leaving the Order, and that being a major trigger for Anakin going to the dark side. It was just really incredible that the character started off as a teenager, you know? So obviously she knows some of her stuff by now. It's kind of nice that she went back and watched the Clone Wars just to get a better understanding of the character, because Ahsoka's been through a lot. Like, she was a teenager in war, which is kind of crazy, and then her leaving the Order was such a huge part of Anakin becoming Darth Vader, which doesn't really get explored in the movies as much, but it's nice that they're diving into some of that with the live action, and maybe they'll explore it some more later on. Alright, here's an interesting fact that you might have not known of. So it actually turns out Rosario Dawson said she knew Hayden Christensen, and they shared the same acting class. So it's kind of neat that they both knew each other beforehand, and maybe we'll end up seeing a Force Ghost of Anakin at some point if he appears to Ahsoka. That would be really sweet if we got to see a live-action Anakin with a live-action Ahsoka. That'd be like bringing the Clone Wars to life and making it even more incredible than it already is. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you want to see more Star Wars related content, then feel free to subscribe. I'd love to have you guys a part of the community. Now I'll catch you guys in the next one. May the Force be with you.